Welcome back to Introduction to Google Drive. In this video, we're going to talk about sharing files with other coworkers. Any file in Google Drive can be shared with another coworker, and you can give them rights to only view, to make comments, or to edit. So we're going to practice doing that from within our Drive screen. You can also open files to do that, but you will learn how to do that in later trainings. So from within my Drive window, I can share any file or folder. So I'm going to share this practice folder, and I can either highlight it and click my share button, or I can right click it and share. And from this screen, I can share with specific people. So right now, there is nobody listed in this window, which means I am the only one with access to this folder. So I'm going to share this with my coworker. And I can add a note letting her know what this is. Oops. And right now, she has editing access. She can organize the files within this folder, add files, and edit files. If I only wanted her to be able to look at what was in the folder, I could set it to view only. But I'm going to leave her with editing access, and I'm going to send this to her, which is going to allow her to access this folder. Now, I am using a blank account for the purpose of this video that is not within SFPS, which is why it is giving me this warning. If you are using your school account and sharing with a school employee, you won't see that. So now this folder has been shared. Kate not only has access to this folder, but it automatically gives her access to all of the files within it, which is what these little icons beside the file indicates. Now, let's say within this folder, I really only wanted her to be able to view the spreadsheet. Perhaps it has some important numbers inside of it. So I'm going to go back to my sharing settings. And it says here now that it's shared with Kate Gomez. I'm going to go to Advanced. And from here, I can change Kate's access to where she can only comment. I can also set an expiration date. So maybe I only want to give her 1 week to comment. So after 1 week, she will automatically lose her access to this file. And I'm going to save my changes. Before I do that, I want to call notice to these two boxes. The more sensitive the information within the document is, the more tightly you want to lock it down. So if this is a fairly sensitive document that I don't want getting around, I'm going to check this box, which means that any other editors on the document will not be able to add people or take me off of it or change any of the access. I'm also going to disable the ability to download, print, and copy. That said, please understand when you are sharing documents on the internet, it is still on the internet, and there is nothing to stop people from taking a screenshot or taking a picture with their camera. They will find a way to share it if they want to. So keep that in mind when you're sharing things on Google Drive because it is on the internet. I'm going to save my changes. And now, even though Kate still has editing access to this file, she can only view and comment on this file. In using these files with students, every now and then you may find a student that abuses the privilege of working collaboratively on a file, and you need to take them completely off of it. And that can be done from the same sharing menu. I'm going to go to Advanced, where it will list everyone who has been shared, who's had this file shared with them. And now if Kate has been abusing the privilege, then I'm just going to click the X next to her name and take her completely off of the file. So now you will notice in my Drive, there is no longer that icon with the two people in it indicating that this file is shared. I am now the only one that has access to this file, even though I have given Kate access to the folder. I have gone in and specified specific sharing rights to that file, so she can no longer access it. There is another way to share files if you need to share more globally. This is going to be for things you want to share with an entire campus or an entire student body, or maybe even with the community, and that is link sharing. So I'm going to highlight my file, and again, I can come up here to the menu to the link option, or I can right click and get a shareable link. Right now, this folder is private. Nobody can see it. I'm going to turn link sharing on, and it's going to give me a link to the file. And right now the setting is that anybody at this domain can view the file. So I'm going to open my sharing settings to show you what that means. Once again, I'm using a blank account for training purposes. For yours, it's going to say anyone at your school domain. So for Santa Fe's example, it'll say anyone at sfps.k12.nm.us with the link can view. That means anybody with an SFPS email address can view this file. And all I have to do is send them the link. I'm going to click this arrow and open up my options. I can give anyone at my domain access to comment, anyone at my domain access to edit. These are the 3 settings you will use if you are sharing with a campus or with a student body or with the district. If you want to share with the community, then you're going to open more and look at these top 2 options. This one, anyone with the link. This will make the file completely open. Anybody in the world can see it who gets a hold of the link. This top one has the same setting, but with the added feature of this document can now be searched on the web. So if you want to search with, share with the open community outside of the school district, one of these 2 options is going to be what you need. Most people use anyone with the link because you're probably going to email the link out or post it on your web page. Public on the web is not usually necessary. As far as access, right now we're going to set it to anybody. You don't have to have a sign-in. And normally you don't want to send out a file to the community and give them editing rights. It depends on your purpose, you might, but most of the time you just want people to be able to view it. So now I can save, and now link sharing is on. Once you turn link sharing on, if you change your mind, you have to physically go back in and turn it off. So if I have maybe I shared the wrong file by accident, I can come in here, go to get shareable link, and I can turn it back off. And now my file is private just to me again. So those are all of the ways that you can share your files. Please remember, if you remember nothing else from this video, the things you need to consider are who needs the access to the file, who the intended audience is, who you do not want to have access to the file, and how sensitive the information is within the file. Please think of all of those things before sharing, and remember the 2 rules you always need to remember is the more sensitive the information, the harder you need to lock the file down. And even though it's locked down, it is still on the internet and it can still be screenshotted or had a photo taken care of it. So nothing is completely private once you post it and share it. This is the basics of sharing files within Google Drive. If you require extra assistance, please contact the digital learning coach assigned to your campus.